Well, hello, I'm Sammy Gilbert, Director of Evangelism here at the Alabama Baptist State Board of Missions. I'll let these gentlemen introduce you as we begin to talk about coaching. Keith, tell them who you are.
Keith Gamble. I'm the pastor at McGee Road Baptist Church here in Montgomery.
Jim Jackson, Director of Missions, Elmore Baptist Association, Wetumpka.
Pastor, let me ask you, is your church in that small minority of churches that has experienced growth in attendance of over 10% in the last 5 years? Or is your church in that large majority of churches that has not seen 10% growth in attendance in the last 5 years? If your church is plateaued or declining, you need to lean forward right now and listen to what's going to be going on around this table for the next few minutes. This information could be very helpful to you, your church, and its future. Now, we all know the Lord wants His church to be vibrant, committed, active, missional, working toward fulfilling their own God-ordained purpose. We also know that a high percentage, over 80% of our Southern Baptist churches, are plateaued or declining in active attendance. That is and should be concerning to us all. There are people to be reached for Christ. Each church, all churches, should be committed to reaching people for Christ, seeing those people discipled, growing into spiritual maturity. There are two keys, emphasis for Alabama Baptists in the years ahead: church planting and church revitalization. One of the newer efforts to assist with church revitalization is coaching. The State Convention has 50 church revitalization coaches trained and ready to serve upon an invitation from any Alabama Baptist pastor. Jim is one of our coaches, and he's going to be talking, and Keith is one of our churches that Jim is working with. And so we're going to let them tell us a little bit about that. Keith, describe your church for us.
All right, Brother Sammy. We're in a city church and located on the southern part of Montgomery, inside the city limits. We're a declining church. Over the past 15 years, we've gone from about 260 in worship attendance to about 80, and from about 245 in Sunday school to around 68, 70. So we're declining. We're an older congregation. Our median age is 65. And we have no youth and no children per se. So we needed church revitalization, and so that's why I contacted Dr. Huff's office and got into the process. So
good, Keith. Thank you. Jim, in your time with Keith, what have you been working together, and what have you tried to accomplish?
Well, I want to say, first of all, Sammy, that it was a privilege to be a part of the training, because what we learned there and what I've been doing with Keith has been helpful in my ministry and as Director of Missions as well. What we've done initially, about almost a year ago, I think, Keith, we just started meeting with each other, getting to know each other, talking about family, talking about history, talking about the church where he was serving and also the churches where he had served. So that made a foundation of a beginning of a process of a relationship, because we share the common vision that it's all about the kingdom of God, whether it's a church in Montgomery or one in Elmore or wherever it is. So we began that process. We talked about the revitalization process, which Keith had already started in helping with the convention before I met with him. So that's how we got started.
Super. Keith, to this point, how's coaching been helpful?
Well, when you start the revitalization process, you get a large book, and for me, I've never having gone through anything like this. It was helpful to get a coach, and Dr. Huff told me he was going to line me up with a coach, and so Brother Jim called me, and we were able to meet, and he probably the first thing he helped me to think. Because he's giving me an outside opinion where I'm looking in on the inside. So it helped me to really think about the church and the kingdom building and what we were doing and what we weren't doing, and then helping me through the process, through the book, and And so it's been highly beneficial for me. Encouraging. It was encouraged for us to be together, meet together, and become friends.
Sure.
So
That's great. Jim, what's ahead for y'all? What are you going to be working on?
Well, I know that the church has some significant decisions to make. I think the first of the year, we were talking about that a while ago, in terms of its future. Based on the studies, on the demographics, and where the church is, where the community is, where the culture is, that church is faced with significant decisions. So I think one of the things I want us to work on is getting back to the basics of our relationship with God. It's all about Him. It's about His call to us individually, as He's gifted us through His Spirit, and also to His churches. So I'm going to try to encourage him, and it's an encouragement to me because I'm following the same way myself in our association. But looking at our relationship with God, relationship with the church, and relationship with the community. So that's where our next step will be.
Fantastic. Keith, would you encourage other pastors to consider requesting a church revitalization coach?
Definitely, because it will. You need one. You really do. A coach encourages you and helps you to know the next step that you need to take, and it's been very, very beneficial for me, not having gone through the process, to have someone to help guide and to get you to thinking about some kingdom issues. You know, we're really focused in on sometimes more inward than outward with our churches, and so we need to start thinking outward. So yeah, we as Jim said, we've got some major decisions coming up for our church in January and the first of the year. So getting to that point, you need someone to guide you and to help you. And the state convention, Dr. Huff's office, and Brother Jim, all of it put together has been very beneficial in helping us to get revitalized. I mean, that's what the end result's going to be, is that our people can function within the kingdom, building the kingdom.
That's so good, Keith. I woke up one morning and I thought, it's amazing. Michael Jordan had a coach. Tiger Woods had a coach. LeBron James got a coach. What makes me think in the ministry that I can't benefit from someone coming alongside me and give me another set of eyes and ears and ask me the tough questions? It was one of the great experiences of my life to have a coach come alongside me, and I went through what you're going through.
Right.
I was being coached,
Yeah.
and it's given me a new appreciation for what's out there. Well, I want to thank both of you for coming and being a part of this today. And pastors, if you want to be a part of the Church Revitalization Coach, I want you to contact Dale Huff at the State Board of Missions. That contact information is 1-800-264-1225. You can also send him an email. That's D as in Dale, dhuff@alsbaum.org. You also can go to our website. It's alsbaum.org/revitalization. So you can find us on the web. You can send us an email. You can call us, or state convention's coming up in a couple of weeks. You can stop us in the hall. Talk to us right there. Guys, thank you for being here today.
You're welcome.
It's been a joy to talk to you about our coaching.
Appreciate it.
Okay.